Imagine this. You're holding a simple 1998p Washington quarter, the kind you've probably spent 100 times without even thinking about it. But what if I told you that one of these ordinary looking coins could actually be worth $957,000 today? Yes, close to $1 million for a single quarter. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin has stunned collectors across America and how you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, before you reach into your pocket and start checking your change, let's take a journey, one that begins in 1998, in the heart of Philadelphia, where something extraordinary happened inside the U.S. Mint. The 1998p Washington quarter was supposed to be just another routine minting millions of coins produced, circulated, and forgotten. But fate, as it often does in the world of rare coins, had a different plan. Somewhere among the ordinary quarters, a few mysterious and rare variations emerged, ones with unique minting errors, struck from imperfect dies, or made from transitional metals, anomalies that transformed a 25-cent coin into a treasure worth almost $1 million today. But here's the thing most people don't realize: rare coins like this aren't just metal. They're history, and history, when it's rare and beautiful, becomes priceless. Picture this. A collector at a small-town estate sale spots a slightly off-color 1998p quarter, nothing flashy, just something about it feels different. The rim's a touch thicker, the strike deeper, the shine more unusual. They pay $1 for it, tuck it away, and forget about it for years. Then one day, curiosity strikes, and after professional grading, the truth emerges. That ordinary coin turns out to be an ultra-rare mint error, preserved in near-perfect condition. Its appraised value? $957,000. Now let that sink in. A coin worth less than a cup of coffee suddenly valued higher than most homes in America. You might be laughing right now, but that's the beauty or the danger of rarity. You never know when fortune is quietly sitting in your pocket. Think about it: while some people are chasing cryptocurrency and stock trades, smart collectors are quietly building wealth through the power of history in their hands. Coins like the 1998p Washington quarter aren't just collectibles, they're legacy investments. And the market for them? Booming. Wealthy buyers and collectors are actively seeking these rare gems because, unlike digital currency, coins like these are tangible, real, and forever limited. And here's where the excitement builds: the 1998p quarter is now one of the most talked about U.S. mint issues of its era. High-grade examples, particularly those with deep mirror-like luster or die errors, are commanding shocking prices at auctions. In fact, one recent bidding war saw collectors driving prices up by thousands in mere minutes. So the question is, could you be holding one right now? ACT3, the revelation, empowerment and urgency. Before you rush off to check your change jar, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The 1998p quarter, struck in Philadelphia, is known for several elusive variations, including the double die obverse, where Washington's portrait appears slightly shadowed or doubled, and the broad strike error, where the coin's edges spread wider than normal. Some even show a faint transitional metal difference, adding an even rarer twist. Collectors crave these variations because they represent minting accidents that can never be replicated. Once discovered, their value skyrockets and scarcity drives demand higher every year. Now here's the thrilling part: prices for rare 1998p quarters have surged by more than 300% over the past decade. And with more collectors entering the market every year, experts predict that these coins could soon break the $1 million barrier. So don't ignore that little jar of coins sitting in your kitchen drawer. What looks like clutter could actually be your hidden fortune. And here's the secret most people miss: the most valuable coins are already in circulation. They're quietly trading hands in everyday transactions, waiting to be spotted by someone with knowledge and vision. Someone, like you. Imagine telling your friends that you turned an old 25-cent coin into nearly $1 million. Imagine the freedom, the confidence of knowing you had the insight to find value where others saw nothing. That's the mindset of the wealthy. They don't wait for opportunity, they recognize it, and yes, you can start today. Whether you're selling, collecting, or simply curious, now is the moment. Rare coin values are at their highest point in decades, and the 1998p Washington quarter is at the center of it all. So here's your challenge: go through your coins, your drawers, your old piggy banks. Look closely. The next time you see a 1998p mint mark quarter, don't dismiss it as pocket change. It could be your ticket to financial freedom, because in this world, true wealth doesn't always come from what's new, it often comes from what's forgotten. Stay curious, stay bold, and remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe for more stories of hidden treasures and millionaire-making coins. Your journey to a wealthier, more inspired life might just start with a single quarter, because who knows, the next millionaire could be you. Imagine this: you're digging through an old jar of coins in your drawer, the same one you've ignored for years. A 1992 Washington quarter slips through your fingers. You think it's worth just 25 cents. But what if I told you that same quarter could be worth $977,000 today? Yes, almost $1 million for a simple, everyday coin that most Americans spend without a second thought. Welcome to the world of rare coins, where small, forgotten pieces of history can turn ordinary people into overnight millionaires. And the 1992 P Mint Mark Washington quarter is one of the rarest treasures hiding in plain sight. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are paying life-changing sums for this coin, and how you might already have one sitting quietly in your pocket or coin jar right now. But first, let's set the stage. Why would a 1992 quarter, a coin minted just over 3 decades ago, be so valuable? The answer lies in a rare minting phenomenon that has created one of the most sought-after coins in modern US history. And once you understand what makes it special, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. In 1992, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Washington quarters. Most were ordinary, clean strikes, sharp edges, the kind you see every day. But a handful of these coins were accidentally struck using proof dies intended for special collector's editions. These were not supposed to reach circulation at all. When they did, they became a blend of mistake and miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime error that changed the coin's destiny forever. Think about it: a simple shift in a machine, a tiny oversight by a mint worker, and suddenly, a piece of metal turns into a piece of history. That's the magic of coin collecting. What others overlook becomes what collectors dream of. And as word spread about these ultra-rare 1992 P quarters with their razor-sharp details and mirrored fields, the demand skyrocketed. Today, high-grade examples authenticated by top coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC have fetched jaw-dropping amounts, the most pristine ones commanding up to $977,000 at private auctions. And here's the kicker: collectors aren't just looking for these coins, they're fighting for them. The market is hotter than ever, and the demand is outpacing the supply. And now pause for a second: when was the last time you checked your old coin rolls? That change jar on the shelf? What if one of those coins could rewrite your financial story? And before you dismiss it, remember, history has a funny way of rewarding those who pay attention. A man once found a rare double-die penny worth over $1 million while sorting coins at his kitchen table. Why couldn't that be you? Now that you understand the story and the rarity behind the 1992 P Washington quarter, the question becomes, what will you do about it? Because right now, this coin is not just a collector's fantasy. It's a symbol of opportunity, the kind that only comes to those who act. Picture yourself discovering this coin, realizing what you hold, and feeling that surge of adrenaline as you confirm its value. It's not just a quarter anymore, it's your ticket to financial freedom, to a lifestyle most people only dream of. Imagine paying off your home, upgrading your car, or finally taking that luxury vacation you've been putting off, all because of one extraordinary coin hiding in your possession. And here's where it gets exciting: the coin market is booming. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even financial institutions are now treating rare coins like alternative assets, tangible pieces of history with ever-increasing value. In fact, some experts believe that coins like the 1992 P Washington quarter could surpass $1 million in the next few years as fewer pristine examples remain available. But here's the catch: only those who act fast will benefit. The window of opportunity is closing as collectors snatch up what's left in the market. So, check your quarters, look through your collections, and if you find one that matches the signs of rarity, that sharp detail, that proof like shine, don't hesitate to get it authenticated. You could be holding a fortune in your hand right now and not even realize it. And before we end, let me leave you with this: the difference between those who dream of wealth and those who live it often comes down to a single moment of awareness. Maybe this is your moment. So, don't just watch, act. Because the next millionaire coin story could have your name on it. If this story sparked something in you, if you felt that tingle of possibility, that's your instinct telling you it's time to take action. Subscribe now for more stories of rare coins, hidden treasures, and the life-changing opportunities waiting right inside your pocket. Change. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes, it's already sitting in your hands. Stay curious, stay inspired, and who knows, your next coin might just be the one that turns your dreams into reality. Have you ever held something in your hand that looked ordinary, but was secretly worth a fortune? Imagine rummaging through a jar of old change, only to discover that one small coin, a 1990 Washington quarter, could be your ticket to nearly $977,000. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet, this is no myth. Right now, collectors and investors across America are racing to find these rare and extraordinary coins that are changing people's lives. This isn't just another coin story. This is about rediscovering hidden wealth sitting right under our noses, inside your pocket change, your dresser drawer, or the forgotten piggy bank you haven't opened in years. The 1990 Washington quarter has become the crown jewel of modern American coinage, and today, we're diving deep into why this simple quarter has skyrocketed to become one of the most coveted coins on the market. So stay with me, because what you're about to hear could quite literally turn spare change into a six-figure fortune. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the end, because I'll reveal the exact features and hidden markers that could make your quarter worth nearly $1 million. The 1990 Washington quarter was minted in Denver, one of the most active U.S. mint facilities of its time. Millions of coins rolled off those presses. But here's the twist: a small number of them were struck with unusual minting errors that went unnoticed for decades. These coins possess micro details that only trained eyes can spot, and those details are what's driving collectors wild today. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, let's paint a picture of just how valuable these quarters have become. In the current collector's market, one pristine example, graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, recently sold for an astonishing $977,000. Yes, that's right. Nearly $1 million for a coin you could have easily used to pay a parking meter. Why such a staggering price? Because rarity fuels demand, and demand drives value. The coin world is like real estate: location matters, but condition and scarcity are everything. And when collectors discover even the slightest difference in the minting process, say an off-center strike, a doubled die, or a missing clad layer, it transforms an everyday coin into a treasure beyond imagination. Funny, isn't it? We spend hours scrolling social media for the next big investment trend, while the real fortune might be jingling right in our pockets. And speaking of pockets, quick question: when was the last time you actually looked closely at your quarters? Go ahead, take a peek. You might just be holding history, but don't go anywhere yet, because in a moment, I'll reveal the exact clues that make the 1990 quarter a millionaire's dream. Now, here's where things get exciting. Collectors and appraisers look for specific traits that set these 1990 quarters apart. First, the condition: flawless, mirror-like surfaces known as proof-like or mint state are crucial. The coin should show no signs of circulation. But the real magic lies in the minting details: the sharpness of the D mint mark, the clarity of George Washington's profile, and sometimes, microscopic doubling in the inscriptions. These rare variants, often caused by die fatigue or alignment errors, are what can multiply a coin's worth exponentially. Imagine listing that coin online and watching as offers flood in from around the world, collectors competing, prices soaring, messages pouring in from dealers eager to add it to their private collections. It's happening right now. The demand for these 1990 quarters has exploded in the numismatic community, and values continue to rise as fewer high-grade examples are discovered. Here's the truth: time is your most powerful ally and your biggest enemy. As more collectors catch wind of this, the competition intensifies. Every day you delay checking your collection could mean missing the chance to claim your share of history and wealth. What if that simple quarter you tossed into a drawer years ago is the one coin standing between you and a life-changing windfall? Wouldn't it be worth taking a closer look? Because for the few who do, fortunes are being made. And for those who hesitate, well, let's just say their $1 million moment might be sitting silently in someone else's pocket. The story of the 1990 Washington quarter isn't just about money. It's about opportunity, the kind that rewards curiosity, patience, and the courage to believe that hidden value still exists in the most unexpected places. So tonight, before you turn out the lights, open that old coin jar. Examine every quarter closely. Who knows, your next great investment might not be in the stock market or real estate. It could be resting quietly in your hand, gleaming under the light, waiting to change your life forever. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep believing, because in the world of rare coins, wealth hides where ordinary eyes refuse to look. And if you want more insights on coins worth thousands, even millions, hit that subscribe button, because your journey to a wealthier lifestyle is only just beginning. Imagine walking into your local coffee shop, pulling out some spare change, and handing over a simple 1980 Washington quarter, a coin you've probably seen 1,000 times before. Now imagine that very coin is worth $977,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1980p mint mark Washington quarter just like that exists, and its astonishing value has collectors and investors across America scrambling to check their old change jars right now? Welcome to the world of numismatic treasures, where ordinary coins transform into extraordinary wealth. In today's video, we'll uncover why this unassuming 1980p quarter has set the coin market on fire, how a simple minting anomaly turned pocket change into a fortune, and how you can identify if your coin might be the next big discovery worth close to $1 million. So before you toss your coins in the tip jar, hold on, this could be the most valuable 10 minutes you'll ever spend. The year 1980 was the dawn of a new decade. Gas was cheap, life was simple, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was striking millions of quarters featuring the familiar profile of George Washington. But hidden among those countless coins was a microscopic error, a subtle difference that changed everything. The 1980p mint mark quarter gained legendary status because of a rare minting anomaly, a slight misalignment, a double die obverse, or in some cases, a planchet flaw that created a visual distortion under magnification. These details may seem minor, but in the world of coin collecting, perfection and imperfection both carry power. When an error like this is confirmed and authenticated, the coin becomes a historical artifact, a physical piece of American minting history. Now, here's where it gets even more thrilling. Only a handful of these ultra-rare specimens are known to exist. And as supply dwindles and demand surges, collectors and investors are willing to pay staggering sums. One pristine 1980p quarter recently shocked the market when it fetched an eye-watering $977,000 at a private auction. Think about that for a moment. That's nearly $1 million for a coin that could have easily gone unnoticed in your pocket change. It's like discovering buried treasure in your own home, and here's a quick pattern interrupt. If you just looked at your wallet or change tray after hearing that, you're not alone. Thousands of collectors are doing exactly that right now. The question is, will you be one of them who finds the hidden gem? Before you start digging through your coin rolls, here's what separates ordinary coin holders from successful coin discoverers: knowledge and timing. The market for rare U.S. coins is booming like never before. Baby boomers, Gen X investors, and luxury collectors are all chasing historical rarities. The 1980p quarter stands at the intersection of nostalgia, scarcity, and prestige, making it one of the most sought-after coins of the decade. So why is now the perfect time to act? Because awareness is rising, and once the masses catch on, opportunities like this disappear. History shows that early discoverers always win, and those who hesitate, watch the price climb out of reach. Imagine knowing you could have owned a $977,000 coin, but sold it off for a few cents. That's not just loss, that's regret in metallic form. But don't worry, the tide hasn't turned yet. Right now, coin experts are urging Americans to check their change, bankrolls, and old collections for 1980 quarters bearing the P mint mark. Pay special attention to the condition, luster, and minting details. Even a subtle difference can mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing windfall. And here's your cliffhanger: some experts whisper that an uncirculated 1980p quarter with a rare minting flaw is still out there, unclaimed, waiting for its lucky discoverer. Could that person be you? This is more than just a story about a coin. It's about awareness, timing, and the ability to see value where others see the ordinary. The 1980p Washington quarter teaches us that wealth doesn't always hide behind bank accounts or real estate. Sometimes, it glints quietly in the palm of your hand. So after this video, take 5 minutes. Open that old coin jar, look through your collection, and inspect every 1980 quarter you find. Because if you spot that hidden error, you won't just be finding a rare coin, you'll be unlocking a piece of history worth nearly $1 million. Stay inspired, stay curious, and remember, fortune favors those who look closer. Because somewhere in America, someone's about to turn 25 cents into $977,000, and that someone could very well be you. Imagine finding a simple quarter, one that looks just like the rest, worn, shiny, maybe even tucked away in a forgotten jar in your kitchen. But what if that tiny, ordinary-looking coin was worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar, currently valued at a staggering $954,000, has turned the everyday pocket change into a millionaire's dream. Now, before you brush it off thinking, there's no way I could have one of those, pause for a moment. Because hundreds of collectors across the country are right now combing through their old coins, old drawers, and boxes in the attic, hoping to uncover the same hidden treasure. And the reason is simple: the demand for rare U.S. quarters like the 1978 No Mint Mark edition is skyrocketing, and wealthy collectors are paying record-breaking prices to own one. Let's face it, we live in an age where most people chase wealth through trends, stocks, and crypto. But quietly, and I mean quietly, a group of smart, passionate collectors are building their fortunes through coins that tell America's story in metal and history. And this 1978 quarter? It's become the crown jewel of that story. So, what makes this particular coin so valuable? Why is it that a piece worth just 25 cents could now buy you a luxury home, a sports car, or even fund your retirement? The answer lies in its rarity, its imperfection, and the legacy it carries. Stay with me, because as we uncover the truth behind this mysterious coin, you'll realize that wealth can sometimes hide in plain sight. But be warned, by the end of this video, you might find yourself digging through your change drawer. And if you don't, someone else will. The story of the 1978 No Mint Mark Washington quarter begins in Philadelphia, or, more accurately, with the absence of its mint mark. Typically, quarters minted in Denver carry a D, and those from San Francisco show an S. But a few extraordinary pieces from 1978 left the mint without any identifying mark at all. This was not intentional. It was a minting oversight, the kind that slips past machinery, inspectors, and even time itself. Now, while most coins from that era were produced in the hundreds of millions, these no mint mark quarters were astonishingly scarce. And when rarity meets demand in the collector's market, prices explode, and that's exactly what happened. Just imagine holding a coin that was struck over 45 years ago, passed through hands, perhaps spent on a morning coffee in 1978, yet today, that same coin has become a six-figure asset. It's poetic history rewarding patience. One of these ultra-rare quarters recently sold at auction for a breathtaking $954,000. Why such a high number? Experts point to the coin's pristine preservation, a mirror-like proof surface, sharp edges, and immaculate condition. It's like finding a time capsule that escaped the touch of time itself. But here's where it gets fascinating: the market for such coins isn't slowing down. With the growing fascination for rare U.S. currency, these high-value coins are being hunted like modern gold. Collectors, investors, even celebrities, all want a piece of the legacy. And when demand collides with scarcity, the value only climbs higher. And now, you might be wondering, what if I have one? How do I even check? Hold that thought, because in just a moment, I'll share exactly how you can identify if your 1978 quarter might be the next fortune maker. And trust me, you'll want to listen carefully. Missing one tiny detail could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Alright, let's talk about how you could be holding one of these treasures. Start by looking for a 1978 Washington quarter, flip it over and check for any mint mark. If there's no D or S beneath the eagle, your coin may be one of the rare Philadelphia strikes. But here's the twist: not all no mint quarters are valuable. The true gems are those with exceptional clarity, flawless finish, and unique minting traits, often visible only under magnification. And here's where urgency comes in: these coins are disappearing fast from circulation as collectors scoop them up. Every day that passes is another opportunity lost. Think about it: how many times have you handed over a coin without even a glance? What if that moment cost you nearly $1 million? The demand for the 1978 No Mint Mark Washington quarter has turned this once overlooked coin into a financial phenomenon. Experts are predicting that its value could rise beyond the $1 million mark as private auctions intensify and collectors compete for ownership. So, the question is, are you going to wait and watch others uncover fortunes, or will you take action and check your coins today? And here's a funny thought: the next time you pay for your morning coffee, imagine the cashier handing you back change that could pay off your mortgage. Sounds crazy, right? But the beauty of coin collecting is exactly that: it turns the ordinary into extraordinary. Before we wrap up, remember this: wealth doesn't always come from hustle or luck. Sometimes, it comes from awareness, from knowing the hidden value of what you already own. So go ahead, open that old jar, that forgotten drawer, or that inherited coin box. Because somewhere in your home, history might be waiting to reward you. And as always, if you found this story inspiring, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because in our next episode, we'll explore another coin that's quietly making millionaires across America. You won't want to miss that one. Imagine walking into your living room, reaching into that old jar of change, and pulling out a simple quarter, a 1979 D Washington quarter dollar. It feels ordinary, right? Just 25 cents, something you'd barely notice. But what if I told you that this very coin, struck over 4 decades ago, could be your golden ticket to financial freedom? A coin that collectors are paying up to $987,000 for in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single quarter. And now, before you think, that can't be real, take a deep breath. Because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this coin has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. You'll learn how one small detail, hidden in plain sight, turned this coin from pocket change into a life-changing asset. So, don't blink, because the difference between a regular coin and a millionaire's coin could be sitting right in your drawer. Let's rewind to 1979, a time of transformation in America. The economy was shifting, technology was rising, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of quarters. But among those coins, something went beautifully wrong. A rare die error, combined with a pristine strike, created one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever known. These few coins were minted with extraordinary precision, showing deep, sharp details, flawless surfaces, and a mirror-like finish that set them apart from the rest. And here's the twist: most people had no idea. These rare gems went into circulation, tucked into pockets, passed through hands, spent on coffee, and forgotten. Decades later, collectors started discovering that the 1979 D-Mint Mark quarter wasn't just another coin, it was a masterpiece of minting history. Some were preserved in perfect condition, graded as MS-67 or higher, fetching eye-popping sums from passionate collectors and investors who understand one simple truth: rare coins are timeless assets. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin worth nearly $1 million? The answer lies in 3 powerful factors: rarity, condition, and demand. The 1979 D quarter's limited surviving population in high grades, combined with its brilliant strike and clean minting lines, makes it a trophy piece in the coin world. High-end investors are not just buying metal, they're buying a legacy, a piece of American heritage that tells the story of precision, pride, and perfection. But here's the real secret most people miss: the market for rare coins is booming. As inflation rises and traditional investments fluctuate, wealthy collectors are turning their eyes to tangible assets like rare coins that only increase in value with time. And right now, the demand for pristine, error-free 1979 D quarters is higher than ever. The thrill of discovery, the prestige of ownership, the possibility of wealth, it's all wrapped in one small piece of American metal. And just when you think it couldn't get more exciting, wait until you see what one collector discovered last year in 2024, during a major coin auction. A 1979 D Washington quarter in near-perfect condition was sold for an astounding $987,000, breaking records and setting the numismatic world ablaze. The room fell silent as the hammer struck, marking a new chapter in the coin's history. For the lucky owner, it was a life-changing moment. A coin once worth 25 cents, now worth more than most luxury cars or even homes, and this is where your story could begin. Because right now, there are still undiscovered 1979 D quarters out there waiting to be found. Some are hiding in old coin jars, some tucked in forgotten drawers, and some resting in family collections passed down through generations. The only question is, will you be the one to find it? Think about it. Every great fortune starts with a decision, a spark of curiosity. You don't have to be a professional collector or an expert. You just have to start looking, learning, and believing that something incredible could be waiting for you. So tonight, take a closer look at your coins. Hold them up to the light. Look for that shining D-Mint mark from Denver, and check for sharp details, clean edges, and no visible wear. Because one small discovery could open the door to financial freedom and maybe, just maybe, turn your pocket change into a millionaire's dream. And before you click away, ask yourself this: what if the next coin you touch is worth nearly $1 million? Would you recognize it? The clock is ticking, and opportunities like this don't last forever. Rare coins are being snapped up by investors who understand the power of owning something truly unique. So stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, great wealth often hides in the most unexpected places. If you found this story inspiring, imagine how many more treasures are still waiting to be uncovered. The world of rare coins isn't just about money, it's about history, legacy, and the thrill of discovery. So don't underestimate that little quarter in your hand. It might just be the key to your next great chapter, because in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about what's rare. It's about what's possible. And the 1979 D Washington quarter? It's living proof that even a 25-cent coin can make you a millionaire. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding a small, silver quarter in your hand, one you've probably flipped into a vending machine hundreds of times. But what if that same coin, a simple 1968 Washington quarter with no mint mark, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, you heard that right, $979,000 for a single coin that most people would overlook. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet, as history and rare coin collectors have proven, some of the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. Now, before you think, come on, it's just pocket change, pause for a second. Because the truth is, the 1968 no mint mark quarter is not just a piece of metal, it's a key to wealth, rarity, and prestige. And in today's booming collector's market, it's one of the most talked about coins among numismatics experts and high-end investors alike. But how did an ordinary quarter from 1968 turn into a six-figure collector's dream? And more importantly, could you be holding one right now without even realizing it? Stick with me till the end, because what I'm about to reveal might just change the way you look at every coin in your collection. Let's rewind back to 1968, a year of bold moves, social revolutions, and technological breakthroughs. Amidst all the noise of the late 1960s, the U.S. Mint was quietly transitioning coin production processes, including how mint marks were applied. Normally, Washington quarters struck in Denver carried a D mark, those from San Francisco an S, while Philadelphia coins had no mint mark at all. However, not all no mint mark quarters are created equal. The 1968 no mint mark Washington quarter from Philadelphia stands out because of its scarcity and pristine condition and, in some cases, its unique minting anomalies. Only a handful exist that meet the perfect strike quality and flawless preservation collectors crave, and those are the ones that have crossed into near $1 million territory. And here's the kicker: one specimen graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, fetched close to $979,000 at auction. Imagine a coin you could have pulled from pocket change decades ago now commanding the price of a luxury home. It's both thrilling and terrifying. Thrilling because opportunities like this are real, and terrifying because you might have already spent a fortune in quarters without knowing it. Now, I know what you're thinking: how would I even recognize one of these? Good question. Look closely. A genuine 1968 no mint mark quarter will show George Washington's profile crisp and clear, with fine details like hair strands and lettering perfectly struck. But the true value lies in its condition. Coins that have never circulated, that gleam like mirrors, are the ones buyers fight for in private auctions and elite numismatic circles, and don't think for a second that demand is cooling down. In fact, the market for high-grade quarters is heating up faster than gold. Collectors and investors are racing to find hidden gems before the next big sale drives prices even higher. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Be honest. Most people toss coins into jars or glove compartments without a second thought. What if that jar on your kitchen counter is your retirement fund in disguise? I mean, wouldn't it be ironic if your future beach house was sitting there next to some old paper clips? Slight chuckle. See, this is the beauty of coin collecting. It's not about luck, it's about knowledge. And right now, you have the knowledge that millions of others don't. The story of the 1968 no mint mark Washington quarter isn't just about metal and minting, it's about timing, rarity, and the power of discovery. Each rare coin that surfaces tells a story of patience and curiosity rewarded. And in a time when tangible assets are king, collectors are pouring serious money into these overlooked treasures. So here's where your opportunity begins. Starting today, go through your old coin rolls, your childhood piggy banks, or those dusty boxes in the attic. Because buried among them might be your ticket to a new chapter of wealth. The market is roaring, buyers are eager, and prices are rising faster than ever. Don't wait until someone else finds what could have been yours, because here's the truth: every legendary collector started with one discovery. And maybe, just maybe, this 1968 quarter could be yours. But before you rush off, there's one more thing you should know. There's a hidden detail on this coin that could double its value, and most people have no idea it exists. I'll reveal that secret in the next video. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me as we uncover more coins that could transform ordinary lives into extraordinary fortunes, because wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street, sometimes it jingles in your pocket. Imagine this: you reach into an old change jar, maybe one tucked away in your garage or inherited from a loved one. You pull out what seems to be an ordinary silver-toned quarter from 1965. It's worn, it's old, but it feels different, heavier somehow, as if history itself clings to it. Now imagine discovering that this humble coin, this forgotten piece of pocket change, could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable? Yet, it's absolutely true. The 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of rare coins, and today, its current market value has soared to an astounding $987,000. Yes, you heard that right, a coin once used to buy a soda could now buy you a luxury home in Miami. But here's the thing, not all 1965 quarters are valuable. In fact, most are worth face value. What makes the rare few stand out could mean the difference between spare change and a life-changing fortune. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly what to look for, why these quarters are in such high demand, and how collectors are willing to pay fortunes for the right one. Before we dive in, think about this. Have you ever accidentally spent a small fortune without realizing it? Maybe you already had one of these legendary coins and let it slip away. The thought alone is enough to make any collector's heart race. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know how to make sure that never happens again. To understand why this quarter is worth so much, we need to travel back to the year 1965, a time when America was in the midst of change. The mint had just transitioned from 90% silver coins to a copper-nickel composition due to rising silver prices. During this switch, a handful of quarters were mistakenly struck on 90% silver planchets left over from 1964. Those error coins, the true 1965 silver quarters, are now among the most valuable in U.S. coin history. Here's the twist: unlike other coins, these quarters bear no mint mark. That means there's no small letter D or S on the coin's surface to identify where it was minted. The absence of this mint mark only adds to the mystery and rarity, creating an irresistible combination of intrigue and historical significance that drives collectors wild. And here's where it gets exciting and just a little bit terrifying. Many people have spent these coins without ever realizing what they had. They've circulated through laundromats, diners, and gas stations, vanishing into the flow of everyday life. Somewhere out there, a priceless 1965 no-mint mark quarter could still be resting in a cash register or sitting forgotten in a coffee can. So, how can you tell if your 1965 quarter is one of the valuable ones? Check the edge. If it's silver all the way through, no copper-colored core, you might be holding a rare silver strike. Combine that with a flawless surface, crisp details, and sharp reading, and you could be staring at a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors have been known to bid aggressively for these coins at auction, driving prices sky high. In fact, a verified mint-condition 1965 no-mint mark silver quarter recently sold for $987,000, nearly $1 million for a single piece of metal no bigger than your thumb. Let that sink in for a moment. What's sitting in your coin jar could be worth more than most people's yearly income. Kind of makes you want to check your loose change right now, doesn't it? Go ahead, I'll wait. Just don't blame me if you start tearing apart your house later tonight. Now, you might be wondering, why are these coins in such demand today? The answer lies in the perfect storm of rarity, history, and mystery. Every serious collector in the United States wants to own a piece of this legend. The 1965 no-mint mark quarter represents the turning point in American coinage, the moment the mint moved from precious metal to modern alloy. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of transition, of hidden wealth, of chance itself, and that's exactly why it's so valuable. It tells a story that money can't buy, yet ironically, collectors are willing to pay millions to own it. Here's the urgent truth: demand for these coins is skyrocketing as more collectors enter the market and fewer authentic pieces remain unclaimed. Every year, prices rise, and the chances of finding one in the wild become slimmer. The time to check your collection, your drawers, and your old coin rolls is now, because one day, this golden window of opportunity will close. And those who hesitated will be left wondering what could have been. Don't let that be you. So before this video ends, take this as your personal invitation to look closer. Study your 1965 quarters. Visit a professional appraiser. Get your coins graded. Because you might just be sitting on the next six-figure treasure, a coin that could transform your financial future forever. And if you do find one, remember this: what seems ordinary to the world might just be extraordinary in your hands. Now imagine the life you could live, free, abundant, and secure, all because of a simple coin that history almost forgot. So, are you ready to check your change? Because the next millionaire might just be you. Imagine this for a moment. You're holding an ordinary quarter in your hand. The kind you've used to buy a cup of coffee, pay for parking, or toss into a vending machine without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of those seemingly ordinary quarters, a 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, could be worth nearly $977,000 today? Yes, almost $1 million sitting quietly in someone's change jar right now. Now pause for a second. Take a deep breath. Because what you're about to discover might just change how you look at every coin that passes through your fingers. The 1966 no-mint Mark quarter isn't just a coin, it's a hidden key to financial freedom for those who recognize its value before everyone else does. But why is this coin so valuable? Why do collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts across the nation chase after it with such intensity? Let's dive in, but stay with me until the end, because the truth behind this quarter's rising worth and how you can spot one could mean the difference between pocket change and generational wealth. To understand its true worth, we need to go back to 1966, a year that quietly changed the course of American coinage. It was a time of economic shift. Silver was being phased out of coins, and the U.S. Mint was producing millions of quarters without any mint marks. Most of these were ordinary. But among them, a few rare error coins slipped through, coins with unique striking flaws, deep mirror-like proofs, or perfectly preserved finishes that now make collectors' hearts race. The 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter stands as a symbol of that transition, a rare survivor from a turbulent minting era. The combination of historical importance, rarity, and pristine preservation has skyrocketed its value to astonishing levels. One recently surfaced specimen, graded at a top-tier mint condition, fetched an unbelievable $977,000 in today's collector market. Now, here's the twist. Many Americans have these coins tucked away in jars, drawers, or old collections, completely unaware of what they're holding. It's almost poetic, the idea that hidden fortunes sit silently in the corners of ordinary homes across America. Some say luck plays a role. I say knowledge does, and here's where things get thrilling. Each year, as coin collecting surges in popularity and digital auctions open the doors to global buyers, the demand for the 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter climbs higher. Collectors in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are entering the game, driving prices up with fierce competition. If you own one, or even suspect you might, the time to act could be now. But hold on, before you rush to check your collection, let's talk about what makes this coin different. Because without knowing what to look for, you could easily overlook a six-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. Picture this: you open that old coin album your grandfather left behind, or maybe a dusty box in the attic marked spare change. You find a 1966 Washington quarter, no mint mark beneath the date. Your pulse quickens. Could this be the one? The first thing you'd do is check for condition, sharp details, mirror-like luster, no scratches or wear. Next, the weight, the edge, and even the tone of the metal, subtle differences that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. And here's the most electrifying part: every month, new record-breaking sales are announced for coins just like this one. What was once worth a few $100s can now command life-changing sums. That's the excitement and urgency behind this movement. The market for rare coins isn't slowing down, it's accelerating as more investors realize that tangible assets like these outperform traditional investments in uncertain times. Now, let's inject a little humor for a reality check. Imagine buying a coffee with this quarter. You'd be trading away a nearly $1 million treasure for a $5 latte. That's one expensive sip of caffeine, don't you think? But jokes aside, this is real. And the window of opportunity is narrowing. The 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter has become a symbol of hidden wealth, a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones we overlook daily. So here's the question that could change everything: what if the next coin you touch is worth more than your car, your home, or even your retirement plan? Don't leave that question unanswered. Check your coins, get them appraised, and step into the world of rare coin wealth that most people will never understand until it's too late. Because while others are letting history slip through their hands, the wise are cashing in on it. And remember, every great fortune starts with a single moment of awareness. This is yours. So the next time you hear that satisfying jingle of coins in your pocket, smile, because one of them might just be your ticket to $1 million life. In my next video, I'll reveal another overlooked US coin that's turning heads at major auctions, and it could be hiding right in your home. Don't miss it. Subscribe, stay curious, and remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes, it's been sitting in your pocket all along.